Okay. I'm gonna actually try to be smart about this. I think I'm not gonna just fill this whole page with one portrait. I'm gonna put in a couple. So we'll start this one with the top left. And I think we'll start with a Loomis head. We're just kind of warming things up here a little bit. Let's see. Do this straight across. We've got our eyebrow line here. Ears are a little bit lower. Pretty much in line with the eyes. We'll keep that more. Okay. So her head is kind of tilted up slightly. So what we'll do is we'll actually bring this line up. Boom, like that. We've got our thirds. You know, maybe I should just fill the page because then you can see this a lot better. Okay, let's do that. We're gonna actually we'll make it bigger. That way you can actually see it. How does that sound? Okay. So we'll make this bigger. We'll just start with the Loomis head again. Isn't it funny when you haven't really drawn for a couple days? Quickly you can kind of feel out of it. Okay, we're gonna do. So a couple things when you're drawing the Loomis head, you're looking at some things to put in. So we're looking for angles. One thing to pay attention to is the ear, where the position is at the ear. Look at where it comes across the rest of the face. If the ear, the top of the ear is lower than the eyebrow, then the bottom of the ear is going to be, it's a little bit lower than the nose, but it's kind of in line with it. That's typically where that's going to sit, pretty much in line with the nose. So her ear, yeah, just sits. Typically you'll have it so the ear is up with the eyebrow, the bottom of the ear in line with the nose. Hers is just a little bit lower. So when we're doing the Loomis head, we're looking for this side plane of the head, and that's going to be pretty much just back from this eye. Okay, so we're looking at the distance between this and this. We're judging that here. Okay. One way you can kind of figure that out-ish, it's not going to be precise, about there. So we've measured that. And then from eye to eye, so it's about half. Okay, we're looking at about half. And that's pretty good. So then we kind of cut off this side of the circle. Okay. Okay, so now we're actually going to have the eyebrow. It's going to be up slightly. Okay. It's going to come down. Not that, maybe not quite that far down. But we'll go with it and see. And now we're looking for the center line of the face. And this is actually, bring that up a little bit. Right, because that's, oh. Okay. All right, so we've got some things that are different than your typical Loomis head proportions. So we've got our thirds. So from brow to the bottom of the nose, and from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. Okay, so those are same. Typically, our brow to the hairline is going to be the same. Hers is a little bit shorter. So you kind of have these shortcuts that you take with the Loomis method, but you do have to be able to look at what you're drawing and be able to adapt it. What I'm actually going to do here is move this forward a little bit. Her head is also not that wide. And this needs to be a little bit more straight up and down. Boom, like that. Also bring this in to the right. So we've got like this whole plane that comes down. Looking at some angles of the jawline. Okay, let's see. One thing I think that I did here is maybe I made the center line a little too far left. So we'll bring that over just a little bit. When you have more of a 3/4 view, it is going to start heading that direction, but I mean, this is a 3/4 view, but it's just not as drastic. Yeah, it's all just about blocking in and getting your proportions as best you can, however you can. And it's also about, it's using those, the things that you've already drawn as landmarks to look at and to use basically as reference for the other information that you're filling in. So like details aren't super important at this point yet. They will help to inform, so putting some indicators of certain things is not a bad idea. But you do want to keep things pretty loose. And you want to try to not get too married to positions of anything yet. I mean, you want to try to start locking stuff in, but still be ready to move stuff around if you need to. So let's see, we're gonna do this side pretty straight across. This one's gonna kind of go up slightly. And one thing about these eyes, as you look at them, you've got about this eye, and then that same width of the eye in between each eye. So that can kind of help to figure out placement a little bit, anyway. Put these brows up just a little bit. Just kind of get the rough shape of these eyes in. Not getting crazy, not getting too carried away with the details yet. because we're also not quite ready for the positions of these things. We're not sold on them yet. But I do want to get these shapes down. And really try to, when you're doing these things, really try to draw what you're seeing, not what you think that the eyes are supposed to look like. And as you're drawing, you take a step back if you need to. Like when you look at this eye on the right, see how okay, so see how this round part comes up and like not quite halfway, more to the left, starts to come over and then straighten out. This is actually a little bit more straight. Right there. Than how I had it. Okay. And then this comes pretty straight across like that. This is going to come down. See, like I'm getting a little carried away with the details here. What I should be doing, let's see, let's kind of figure out where these shadows are doing, what these shadows are doing. We'll kind of block these in-ish. Let's take a look at this. It's about there, I think. With the ear, just a little bit under where the nose is. Not too much. Okay. And then let's get this ear in, about where the eyes are coming out. Nice big strong ear. Love a good big strong ear. Take a look at these eyebrows. So, coming out a little bit more this way. And remember the hair. Is going to sit a little bit above the head. At least that top of the hair, right? Bring this hair up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to have this. I think we're a little off with the rest of the head. That was a little bit big, so just going to alter that a little bit. I think that's okay. Just so that we can get this more or less accurate. Okay. Some bigger changes have to happen. This needs to come out slightly, a little bit more. What's up, man? How you doing? Just doing some drawing this morning. Okay, so this needs to come out just a little bit. Nice. Dang, it's already 7. I need to start getting ready to go. Thought I'd get further along than I am with this, but it's okay. Nice. Well, yeah, it was probably a while ago because I really haven't been posting on here, like, at all the last year. I've just been so busy, and like posting on YouTube it's a lot of takes up a lot of time. But I figured I'd start doing like lives and stuff, more sketching, and then maybe I'll do more like tutorial videos and stuff again. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for coming on here and checking it out. Okay, so we've kind of more or less got this, where we want it-ish. We've got our proportions. I wouldn't say the most accurate, but we've got them somewhere. We've got it where we want it for now, okay? So now what we're gonna do is just start blocking in where all of these shadows are happening. So like this on the lips, and like right above the lips, and then down into the chin. But we're gonna keep it simple. It's kind of complex in here. There's a lot of complex shapes and stuff. We're not gonna worry too much about that yet. We're just gonna indicate where all that is happening. So very simple. Same with on the neck. Actually, let's get this hair in. Okay. We've pretty much got where we want it on the nose. Pretty straight. this eye, we've got this little light peeking out over that top eyelid. Show that like that. And then this one right here, this hair is a little high. Okay. It's coming down like that. And then above this eyelid, indicated like that. Yeah, man. Sorry. The chat doesn't stay on here. I started drawing when I was a kid, like when I was a young kid, but it wasn't really until a couple years ago that I started getting a little bit more serious with it and trying to actually get better at it. So yeah. Okay, we'll get some of this detail in the ear here real quick, and then I have to get going. But maybe we'll pick up on this tomorrow or something. Nothing too crazy in the ear yet. We're just showing some of these lines. Hey, no worries, man. You have a good day. Thanks for coming on. Okay. Let's just indicate these eyes real quick. It's simple, very simple with the eyes. Don't get too detailed yet. We're just marking down where they're located. See, it's like we did that, and that's way too far over right to the right. So let's bring this over slightly. Always when you're drawing the eyes, make sure, so you put that line down to mark where that edge of the eye is, or the eyeball, or the iris. Do that. And if you're drawing from a reference and you're trying to get it pretty accurate, do this, but also if you're not, it doesn't really matter. Put the eye where you want to put the eye. But take a look at the distance between here and here after you do it. Then look back at your reference, see where that sits. If it seems too far, move it over. Okay. must go, but we'll come back at this another time. Thank you, everybody, for whoever came on. There's nobody here now, so that's fine. All right, goodbye.